Hello, my name is Noah Huang. Today I'm going to be showing you this game on Unity that I've been creating. It's basically just a ping pong game, and I'm going to be showing you. Oh, I mean, it's a network ping pong game, so that multiple players can, two players can play on it through a network system using Photon, or Photon Fusion. I'm going to be showing you, the general gist of the gameplay, and I'm going to be showing you the code behind it. So first off, we're going to enter a room number because we join in through a lobby from the server. So we do a start shared client. Let me open up the other one as well so you can see. So you can see there's two paddles here, and then you can move your paddle up and down, and then we have the other paddle. You can move up and down as well. So yeah, and as soon as the ball hits the side bounds, then the other player gets the point. So, oh yeah, and then the points are here at the top left and here at the top right. All right, so let's go over the code for this. First off, we have the player spawner script. This is going to be on the paddles, which are the players in the sense. So first off, this script is inheriting from the simulation behavior class, and it's getting an interface from iPlayerJoined. So first off, we have a variable, which is game object, called player prefab. This is just a reference to the prefab that we have for the paddles. And after that, we have public void player joined being a method being called in the iPlayerJoined interface. And we have player as a local variable. So in this method, it runs if player equals runner.localPlayer, meaning if the player that joined is the same player as the one running this script on their device. And then it runs another if statement, meaning if the if runner.activePlayers.count equals 1, meaning if there's one player in the lobby, then it spawns in player prefab, which again is the paddle, at vector3 -5 on the x-axis. Else, if runner.activePlayers.count is equal to 2, meaning there are two players in the lobby, runner.spawn player prefab, which is again the paddle, spawns at vector3 5 on the x-axis. After that, we have network paddle. We have a public float, which is vertical speed, that is set to 5. After that, we have a public override for the fixed update network. Fixed update network being an inherited method from the network behavior class. And so we're overriding it, which overrides to base.fixedUpdateNetwork, which is called the base method before we overrided it. And then it runs an if statement if you don't have state authority over this game object, meaning the paddle, right? So if whoever's running the script doesn't have state authority over the paddle, then it just returns so that nothing happens. And then it runs a float, which is a local variable move y, which is equal to 0. And then we have the get input keys, which are for W and S for the vertical movement, and just move y equals 0.1 times vertical speed, which is 5, as said at the top, times runner.delta time, which just normalizes the movement between both devices, no matter how fast or slow. And after that, we have transform.translate 0, move y, 0. Move y was set again here from the W and S keys, so it just moves the paddle along the y-axis depending on if the W key is pressed or the S key is pressed. After that, we have the ball spawner script. In this ball spawner script, we are again inheriting from simulation behavior and getting an interface from iPlayerJoined. We have again a game object called ball prefab. This is just the prefab that we have for the ball, so it's just setting a reference for it. After that, we run a method, which is again player joined, which is from the iPlayerJoined interface. And then it runs if runner.isSharedMode master client, meaning that if whoever's running the script is the master client, meaning the person who started the lobby. Then it runs the spawn ball method. And in the spawn ball method, it calls an if statement, which if runner.activePlayers.count equals 2, meaning again that there are 2 players in the lobby, runner.spawn ball prefab, it just spawns in the ball. Then we have the network ball script, which inherits from the network behavior class. We have at the top a float called initial speed, and that's set equal to 10. Then after that, we have a rigid body called RB. It's just a reference to the rigid body that this script is attached to, and that's being set equal to that rigid body that this script is like RB, which is the variable, is being set equal to get component rigid body, meaning it's just getting the rigid body from the game object that the script is attached to and just setting it equal to RB. After that, we have public override void spawned. This is basically called whenever the ball is spawned for all the players in the lobby. So it runs an if statement if object has state authority, meaning if you have state authority over the ball, then it runs the launch ball method. And then the launch ball method is just getting a random number that launches the ball in random directions based on the vector 3. And then rb.velocity equals direction times initial speed, which just handles the velocity at which the ball is traveling in the random direction. So after that, we have an on collision enter, meaning whenever the ball collides with something. So if you have state authority over the ball, then vector3.newDirection equals vector3.reflect. This just handles the reflection of the ball and the velocity of the ball after it reflects off of the paddles. After that, we have a public override for fixed update network. This just it syncs up all the updates independent from internet speed between all the users. After that, we have the scoreboard, which is the numbers at the top, left, and right. We have a reference to a game object called ball prefab, and a reference to the text mesh pro text, which is score text. After that, we have a public integer called network score, and it actually has some attributes. The first one being network, meaning that it is, by the name, it's networked, so it goes between multiple devices for whoever's connected onto the lobby. After that, we also have onChanged render, and basically what onChanged render does is if the variable gets changed, then it calls a method. In this case, it is the onScoreChanged method. And what the onScoreChanged method does is it debugs score change to whatever the network score is, and then it changes scoreText.text to network score to string, because network score is an integer, and then the toString just it changes the integer into a string, so it can actually display the number and not just have the value of it. After that, we have a private void on trigger enter, and what happens, this is on the bounds, so when something, meaning like other, collides with the bounds, it runs all this code, and basically what it is if whoever's running it has state authority over the bounds, then network score is plus equal 1, so if it scores on the left side, then the player on the right side will get the 1 because they own that bound, and vice versa. After that, it also runs another if statement, which is if runner.isSharedModeMasterClient, meaning the lobby host, right? Then they are responsible of despawning the ball after it collides, and then spawning the ball back in so that it can go for like another round, right? And yeah, that's basically the code behind this ping pong ball game. Thank you for watching.